Yeah, Surisha, you can start the introduction.
Okay, sir. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our session on career advancement through higher education abroad with a focus on payment designing. I'm your host Chaitanya Sirisha Tatikonda, and I'm excited to introduce our platform Construction Leaders. We are a global community connecting civil, architecture, engineering, interior design, and construction students and professionals to share knowledge, learn from each other, and develop careers. Today, we are honored to have Dr. Uma Maheshwar Arepalli sir, an assistant professor at SRM University and faculty affiliate at the University of Maine, USA, with expertise in payment designing. He will share his valuable insights on career advancement in payment designing through higher education abroad. Dr. Uma Maheshwar Arepalli sir has a strong background in research, industry, and teaching with several research projects and awards to his credit. We are thrilled to have him with us today. Without further delay, I'm pleased to hand over the session to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Uma Maheshwar Arepalli sir. Sir, the floor is yours. Please share your valuable insights and expertise on career advancement in payment designing through higher education abroad. We are all eager to learn from you. Go ahead and start your presentation. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Sirisha, for your generous introduction. So I hope my audio is clear, right? I'm just changing my settings. Sirisha?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's clearly.
Okay, yeah. So can participant, can they text in the chat box or something now, or we will give that access towards the end? They can chat now, right?
Right now, they can chat and they can raise their hand, sir, if there is
Okay.
any doubt.
Okay. So yeah, before I start, I just want to understand what background you are coming from. So are there any participants currently doing their bachelor's, like BTech? Just text us BTech or something. If you are doing MTech, maybe text MTech. And if you are a PhD student, you can text PhD. Just a couple of seconds just to gaze so that I can concentrate more on that area for your benefit. Okay, so you can just leave it there whenever you feel. So yeah, again, thank you very much for this opportunity or this platform to share this knowledge, which we like some of there in the construction leaders platform as well, right? It's always it's always a it's always a good thing to share our knowledge and things for the next generations or next people who are looking for those opportunities, right? So yeah, I obviously appreciate for Rajkumar for making such a platform and his team, even like the entire team that's supporting him, doing a lot of volunteering work. So anyway, so we'll talk a little bit more on towards the end, but I think as Sirisha introduced, so today I'm going to talk about my own experiences and the knowledge that I gained over last 10 years or more, where where I have been traveled through my BTech and then MTech, and I worked in industry, and again I went for my PhD abroad, and then again I worked in industry over there and came back here and joined a university here, right? So during this journey, I could able to pick a lot of things which may be helpful for you, keeping in mind a BTech student over there or MTech student over there or a PhD student looking for opportunities or career advancement, right? So that is a perspective for today's webinar, just to see how you can plan your career wherever you are. Obviously, as you know, in this current competitive world, you cannot just simply sit and get some grades or something which are very passive, right? Not very active performance indicators, right? So those days are those days have gone long back. So it's not just your academic scores or your grades that people see or give you a job or give you opportunities. It's more than that. It's more than that. That's what we are going to see today. How you can prepare yourself wherever you are, looking forward to your future career, and how you can succeed with various strategies, which I gained through my long journey, right? So one way I'm guilty that nobody told these things to me at the time when I was like you at BTech or MTech or PhD. So I took my own time to understand all those steps, right? So which may took some time for me, right? So anyway, so I think it is also a recorded session will be posted on Conception Leaders platform. So I hope that there will be some more people who may be looking after that. So keeping in that mind, with audience who may be future audience and the current audience, I'm delivering this lecture. So coming to the contents that we are going through in today's lecture. So mostly I'm going to the most like majority of the focus is on BTech students, but the same inputs goes with MTech and PhD students. So here and there is a overlap, or there is a I mean, you can relate them here and there. So just pay attention to all the aspects. It may come to you at some point. So first I'm talking about a BTech student perspective. Suppose you are currently a BTech student, how you can prepare for your higher studies abroad. All the things that we are talking today is those who are interested in doing something abroad for your master's, PhD or postdoc, okay? So, and I took the payment engineering background because I am more, I can make it more easier to understand for you. But the other insights which are in generic or in general are also helpful for any background students. You can do the same thing in any other backgrounds or specializations, okay? And I don't discourage other specializations as well. So everything is unique and equally competitive. As long as you find interest with something, you should excel in that area, okay? So first I will give you some understanding of an engineering and research using the payment engineering example, and then how you can prepare for masters, right? It's not just like when I say preparing for masters, it's not writing GRE exam or TOEFL exam, okay? It's beyond that. It's beyond that. When I say beyond that, how you can secure certain assistantship, or, you know, nowadays these master's programs become very expensive, right? So it's not that. So if you prepare well ahead, you can able to get some funding opportunities. It's possible. And I can also tell you an example of my own student at SRM AP. She has been traveled with me from second year, and she got into University of California, Davis, and as a master student, and she turned into a PhD later on, okay, with the funding, she's not paying like a single penny, and on top of that, she's getting some handsome scholarship, okay. But I don't say like it's for everyone, okay, but you need to be ready, and of course there should be some luck. You need to hit it at right time and things like that. So that's what I say. It's beyond what you think. It's not GRE exam and TOEFL exam. It's beyond that. If you are a student or if you are someone looking for that, it will be definitely helpful. Or even not that, just listen to it, and sometime in the future, maybe you think like something you heard, and you can come back to this recorded video, and you can look into those things. All right. And anyway, it's most of a generic session. I don't go like a conventional format, like just sharing the knowledge. It's more of sharing experiences and sharing the real-time scenarios, what happened, things like that. So I don't run on the slides. So it's mostly I focus on giving you some content that is useful to pick it up. Okay. And as I said, once you are onto the MS program, and how you can build your career over there, some tips on that as well, and also many things like that. We'll see FE exam, PE exam, which are very important if you are planning your career abroad. Okay. And also MTech students who are currently doing MTech, obviously I know when I was an MTech student, a lot of students looks for PhD opportunities with funding especially, right? And it's not that easy, and there are not many PhD opportunities also. And at the same time, it doesn't mean like the doors are closed, right? But there is a strategy from the first year of MTech onwards. You need to see, how you can build that, the network and things like that. So I will talk about that. And again, so these are beyond your normal imagination. It's not just like reading textbooks or something. What I'm trying to share is beyond the textbooks and what you can do on the soft skills part as well. And also the PhD students, if there are any, or in the future's audience, if they are looking into this webinar. So obviously, when I was a PhD student, we always look for some postdoc opportunities. Obviously, if the funding opportunities are, again, there are not many, but there is a couple of strategies that people get into postdoc jobs. Okay, that's we are going to discuss. So again, when I'm talking about these things, if there is a PhD student, you also focus on BTech students. So there will be some things you can also pick it up. And if you are BTech students, you also listen to the MTech and PhD perspectives. So those may be helpful in the future. You never know, right? Even after BTech, I thought I don't want to come back to studies again, right? But we eventually came back by the time has you don't know what will I mean what makes you to come back to the academics or to continue with the industry, or it's with time everything will change, right? So we can't expect everything happen as we think, right? So just pay attention. So in future, these insights may be helpful for you. You may come back and look into it. So that's a brief overview of what we are talking about today. So then coming to the first one, so keeping the BTech students in mind. So if you are a BTech students and very interested in pursuing masters in abroad, I'm taking the perspective of United States, but there are other states, other countries as well, like Australia, New Zealand, or UK. So anything you can take, but just given my familiarity, I'm taking the example of United States. Okay, so first thing, because you are looking forward to upgrade your education, right? So first thing that you need to get a clarity is on engineering and research. Okay, so first you need to get clarity what you are trying to do in higher education, right? So if you I don't know whether you know the difference between these two. Just I always give this basic so that when you are pursuing your projects, you will have the clarity. So engineering is all about, mostly you will be using your valuable experience that you gain over the years, right? And to apply that knowledge or experience to solve the on-site or real-world situations, right? So you may be having some background in engineering, like the various tests to be conducted, various methods to be followed, and how to construct a road or how to construct a building as per the specification. Nothing goes beyond that, right? You're not doing anything away from this specification, right? And at the same time, there will be real world situations where the situations are different. So you will apply those things according to the situation. It's a challenging thing. It's not that straightforward, right? So with engineering, it's always your experience and your, your soft skills and your common sense, all these things matters. But when it comes to the research, so you don't just follow a spec, right? The first rule of break is you don't just follow a spec. So research is to go beyond the specifications, right? Suppose you want to introduce a new material, right? So you bring that material and check the science, like how it works. And you always, anyway, you check the specifications for whether it is satisfying it or not. But beyond that, you also look into the science. Suppose you want to bring some waste plastic into roads. So these are all research projects, something new you want to introduce, which is not there in the spec, that is for the future, right? So that is what your research, like you want to invent something new. So when you are going for your masters, so when you are doing your projects, that's the difference between your engineering and research. And again, why I'm emphasizing this is So whether you need to check whether you have such interest to understand a little bit deeper than what you learned in your undergrad or BTech, right? So mostly in your BTech, you will be introduced to a lot of engineering subjects and a lot of specifications, a lot of, the execution of projects. And obviously there is a challenge with your experience when you're dealing with the real world. That's a different, entirely a different world which has its own, own ladder, right? And it has its own challenges and it has own own career altogether, right? And and if you're, I mean, because we are talking today about the higher education part, so where we are thinking like most of you are looking into deepen your knowledge and gain some more knowledge and get some more better jobs or something like that, right? Everything has equal career, but it just your interest, see where you want to get into, right? So that is a basic understanding you need to get. What is the basic difference between this engineering and the research when you are pursuing higher studies? So basically, I will take these examples of payment engineering. Again, I don't get into too many details, but what we do here is we just understand some basics of engineering through these slides. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to tell you is the industry is evolving, right? And the things we used to do in 10 years back, they are no longer now. There is evolution in the industry, especially with the construction industry. So I don't know whether you know or not, a lot of things that are implemented abroad, that those things come back to us in developing countries after 10 or 20 years after, right? So obviously there is a change in the patterns, right? Especially the generation, the current scenario, the current era is there are a lot of technology, and you might be knowing like a lot of digitalization and all these things. So things are changing a lot, right? So it's always important that you stay current. Okay, I'm using these next few slides just to make you understand how the industry is changing, how you need to be current, right? You should not be just reading your conventional textbook. You are gone, you are out of the business, right? We are not talking about that example today. So today you're here to enrich your insights, how you can build your career, how you need to be in the next few years in wherever you are, things like that. So in that perspective, so the first point is you first understand what are the changes, right? So as I said, one example here is we used to walk on the roads and collect various condition data. So, the road will not last longer. I mean, it will not be like lifelong. It will be in the same, it won't be like in the same condition, right? So the condition of road will change. So you need to understand the condition so that you can do some maintenance treatment or things like that. So we used to do the manual surveys long back. We still do wherever required on a project level basis, but not on the network level. So when I say project and network, project is just like a short stretch of road. Network is like within the state, entire state you want to study or entire country you want to study. You can't do this type of manual studies, right? So that is where the technology evolved. The one example is earlier, if there is a bad road, we used to have a Merlin, it's a long back. Anyway, I'm just giving an example. It's not in the practice. So we used to have this Merlin cycle. So which we just used to walk on the road. So as you see, there is a graph paper on the pad. So what are the undulations you feel? The tire movement will change, right? The vertical movement of the tire will simulate these undulations. So those will be recorded. That will give you the feedback on the road. So if there is a good road, there won't be undulations. That was the very laborious and manual process we used to have. And then we got this bump integrator. So where it will be attached to a car or a Jeep and you just drive it on, right? Then you see that how that evolution happened. So from manual walking on a road to a Jeep, which is just plying on a road at a certain speed, right? So which is quicker and less laborious and things like that. Even this bump integrator is now got outdated and technology is still advanced, which you are seeing now on national highways these days, which are network survey vehicles, which is just not collecting that undulations on the road and much more beyond that, beyond the scope of a pavement engineer, right? It can also collect a lot of variety of data on the road. So I don't know whether I can give you some detail on this or not. But again, one quick example is earlier it was a bump integrator which used to do that. And this particular NSV can travel much more speed like faster than that and collect much more information. It records the entire video record the entire road and surroundings, which can be useful for multiple purposes. Okay. I'm just avoiding more details on that just to not to bore you. We can talk about on a different platform maybe. So, and there used to be a Benkelman beam. Okay, though what we used to do, as I said, you want to understand the road condition, right? So when we make a new road, it will be stiff enough in the sense like when we construct a road, we always check the density, right? We want a dense layer, right? If it is not a dense layer, what happens? So when you put a load, it will just like dump into the road, right? You can see that undulation. So that's why we achieve the densities so that the from a natural loose soil, we will have a artificial dense layers, right? So that it can sustain the load. That was the idea. But over the time, what happens? So the density will deteriorate because of the continuous traffic or various environmental reasons or the water underneath or various things, right? The road won't be in the same condition as a new road, right? So for to understand the deformation is one of the parameter, because if it is stronger, like a very stiff or very denser, the road won't deform when you keep this particular loading on that, right? So yeah, don't think like we are not talking about career, but we'll come to that just to make you give you some understanding of evolution. So you will understand that deformation with versus the loading, that will give you some feedback on the road condition. So earlier we used to use this Binkelman beam to manually measure the deformation, but later nowadays we got this falling wave deflectometer. So as I said, which was there 20 years back in United States. So maybe very recently in 4 or 5 years back, we started implemented in India. So as I told, developed countries has that luxury of resources, and they are trying it, which is good. And we are getting feedback, and we are bringing those systems here, which is not given our economy and resources. That is okay. But what I'm trying to say is, see the evolution of technology and the changing things. So which you need to be, update yourself with the current trends, right? That is importance, explaining all these things. So that is the falling wave deflectometer. Without getting down of your vehicle, you just if there's a load here, it just applies there, and these are the geophones which collects the disturbance and the deformation, as you see in this particular picture. Okay, I don't go more into technical. Maybe I come to the career aspects very soon. And likewise, in the pavement materials also, we used to simulate the road construction in the labs by using Marshall, like compacting samples, like vertically compacting, which is like compacting a road on the road in the field, right? And later on, a super pave came, which people say like it is more simulated to the roller action, the kind of rollers which you see in the field. Underneath that roller, whatever the action happens, this particularly super pave simulates that. That is evolution. And also there are a lot of advanced tests from Marshall, which are simulating actual tests. I'm not going detail, but that is evolution. And again, in the materials, we are started using wrap, right? And there are porous asphalt pavement, which drains the water through the pavement. So these are all advances, sustainable materials, right? So you can increase the water quality and things like that. And there is also pavement design. You see earlier, the methods were developed based on one section feedback, and later on they increased to entire United States and Canada. The same effort is now, right? It happened in 1993, as you see the year there. And currently what year we are in? 2024, right? See how gap it is. It's about 10 years there, 30 plus years, right? So now this last year, there was a project from Ministry of Road Transport and Highways that we are also doing this same effort, like collecting these identifying test section across India and collecting this data to develop the performance models. So again, I'm not saying this to discourage our research here, but there is a gap in the resources and the economy between the countries. But we are trying, it's good that we are taking the feedback from developed countries and trying to implement in our country. But there is a huge gap. But again, how it is related to you, because you are going for higher education abroad, because you will be learning a lot of advanced techniques there. Even if you come back here, so you will have that added advantage, right? So again, these things are now on. I think that there are a couple of institutions collaborated and working on this. So this is all the MEPDG platform, which is okay. So that's all that little bit of, what we call the knowledge, or just like basic idea of how you need to understand, just to make you understand how the industry change. So what are the various updates in various fields you need to think. But again, you should not just stop with your regular conventional textbooks. So you should be always try to stay in touch with current industry people, or a lot of free webinars are going on, attend those things, or maybe the latest edition of textbooks, or something like that. You try to find a way to get update yourself, right? So coming to the master's programs, so there are plenty of good master's programs abroad. So some of the things I'm talking here is which are more of industry oriented. So if you're really into payment engineering, I really suggest this Auburn University. They have an excellent master's program in payment engineering. So which you also get an opportunity to involve in these research projects there. So they have a test section, which is called accelerated test section, and they will hire a dedicated, they will have a dedicated drivers and trucks which continuously load this particular load, right? This particular road which you are seeing here. And all these sections are your research sections. So some of these cells you will have wrap material. Some of these sections the cells may have a waste plastic material, and you are continuously loading them and getting the feedback. What is the response, right? So which is like a live research project. So if you are doing your masters at institutions like that, so you will get an opportunity to involve in those particular live research projects, and you get a lot of contacts because they organize a lot of workshops, and they have a lot of industry connects and things like that. There is a section there from NCAT. And again, I'm not saying like these are the only the things, but some of the suggestions I'm giving you, and even the Minro test track, right? They have another test track in Minnesota, in United States. And all these universities are associated with Minro test sections. So these are also very practical oriented research that happens there. So in case someone of you are interested in master's program or even a PhD program, so just see how you can get connected with these universities, where they have excellent payment engineering programs, right? And not only payment engineering, you try to identify similar things in other areas. Suppose you are into construction management or structural engineering, so you try to identify things like this, like what they are doing and things like that. And these are some sessions of the universities we can go through later also. They are very active in research. They have very good payment research groups. That's what I listed there. So again, these are only few. There are plenties of such universities. Even Wyoming Technology Transfer Center, even this university has plenty of postdoc opportunities or research PhD opportunities, which not many people know about it. Okay, so that is about some gnan or some knowledge, understanding the industry changes and some payment groups. Now, again, as we are talking to a BTech student now, currently pursuing a BTech, so how you can prepare for your master's program, right? While you are a BTech student there, right? So obviously, as I said, one example of my own student, she was been with me with a research internship during the summer, and she used to attend some. Even she got a prize at IIT Bombay symposium where for her paper presentation and activities like that. You need to go out with your research work, and you need to publish your work and things like that. Or even industry internships are also fine. Even that gives you some exposure. But also you can do your research internships while you are on the campus, while you are doing your degree also. I don't neglect the industry as well, but this particular option is entirely dependent. Suppose depends on what choices you have at that moment. Suppose you are trying, I mean, again, our whole interest here is to keep a student in mind who is looking for higher education. Suppose you have a best industry opportunity, internship opportunity, definitely go for that. You can do the research internship while you're on campus, okay? But you don't have you may have best research opportunity in the summer. Obviously, you look for that compared to the industry. So it depends on that, you gauge which one you want to do. But obviously, building your profile is very, very important, especially to get a funded master's program, right? So, and the project works like whatever the project you do, you first you talk to your advisor, or even if you are in an institution where you don't have resources, so you always try to reach out to the nearby, the higher, the institutions where there are facilities, even at SRM, if you are from nearby college. So we are happy to, help you out by including you in some internships or to get updated, to improve your profile or things like that, right? So, as I say, as we always say, necessity is first you need to have that intention and things like that, then things will fall in place, right? So, as we say, old saying like necessity is the mother of invention. So, and also the international exposure is one of the advantage for my student, which I'm talking about. So, because we have here like SAP programs, semester abroad programs. So, he happened to do one semester abroad program with UC Davis itself, so that is also added a value for her. Not only that, many universities look into your exposure, not on the document level. Okay, so it's not necessary on the document. When you talk during the interview or when you are interviewed for a particular scholarship, they will understand your exposure in the way you talk, the way you communicate. It will differ obviously when you are not moving around and when you are stagnated in one place and you are a good traveler and you are getting exposed, the way you talk, the soft skills and all are different. I'm not, again, that's what I'm telling, it's beyond your documents I'm talking. It's not that you did something within a passive mode just for a sake of a document. It doesn't work. Those days have gone. So that's mean like when you're exposed to different things, so you will be able to communicate that, translate that during that interview, right? And you give technical presentation. The oral skills are very, very important these days. So even though you have a CGPA, people can easily identify, people won't take you by just looking at your grades. They also want to see, even if I want to hire a student or a particular project fellow, we'll also see your soft skills, how you communicate, things like that. Because maybe you're doing a great work, but you're not able to communicate to the decision makers, which they don't understand what you talk, then they can't take you any decision, right? If they don't understand, they don't give you that red carpet, right? You need to make it understandable to the decision makers. The communication is very important. Sometimes they may have the barriers. A lot of times you will be talking to elder people there. Maybe they are already into some other field. They may not be open to learn, understand your new things and things like that. That is where you need to engage those audience, right? So this type of platforms where you give your presentations, talks will help you to open that dimension, okay? And again, well-rounded experience with all these things. There are plenty of free technical webinars these days. Given the COVID, we all became more friendly to these webinars and online talks, right? Earlier, we thought only physical talk is only the way to interact or to learn something. But COVID taught us lesson like online webinars are also an option and effective, right? So these are only a few of them. Okay, so I'm also open to mentor if any one of you are very, very keen on something. So I would be happy to associate with you to guide you with certain things. But given that you are really into it and you are trying to that, okay. This is just a glimpse of that. There are a lot of things again. So when you are really trying for something, it won't happen, right? So there will be again a lot of challenges in your path. So you need to cross all those hurdles, right? But these are all just guidelines. Like doesn't mean like, as I said, my student did not publish any patents or publication, but she could able to make it. There is also a way. Don't just think like only the ideal situations will work. No, that is not the situation. So you should just give your 100% efforts. Your dedication will help you to find the path. Okay, it's not necessary that only just take out that thought. Only if I do this, then only I get this. Or I mean, in the sense like again, there is a misunderstanding there. And if I tell like only if I do means there are certain misnorms. Like if I only get this CGPA, then only I may be eligible for that. Or only if I do this or something, then only no. I think as long as you have interest and orientation and you do a maximum effort with all the things that you can do, just keep on trying. But you take the guidance as much as you can. Okay. So then once you are onto the master's program, again, we are keeping a master's student in mind. So always look for, if you don't get any funding assistantship from here, which is rare, it's not that easy that you get. So once you join there, you still look for those opportunities. Plenty of universities try to hire teaching assistants, like to help with undergrad. I mean, when you're a senior undergrad student, they will be like, because you may be going there as a master student to grade like BTech programs or some research assistantships. So always some funding opportunities will be there. Apart from this, also in some offices within the campus, there will be some opportunities. So look for that always. But yeah, that's up to you. Okay. And again, as I said, if you have a good profile, you will definitely get a good research assistantship after you go there, or even if you can negotiate that from here. Once you get the admission, you send an email to the professors who are there, which area you worked in, or not doesn't matter. As long as you do some work, good work, you can approach to any professor. And then in my own student example, they kind of arranged a interview with her. So she was able to tell what and all she has been doing. And she, fortunately, they were surprised that she learned the advanced payment engineering course as one of the electives here, which I was teaching, which is not a regular thing, right? So things like that will make them understand that you are ready for such an opportunity, right? So again, so just build your profile as much as you can in case you are looking for funded programs, like you want to get some assistantship over there. And obviously, as I said, internships, look for always research internships or industry internships to strengthen your profile. Again, if it is industry internship, it doesn't mean like it should reflect in your resume. That should reflect when you talk to people, how current you are, right? Things like that. And networking is very, very important these days. LinkedIn is one of the very powerful platform. So I mean, I am a clear-cut example in front of you. So it helped me a lot to advance my career, even to get my job in United States, or even to expand my network, so that I got a lot of opportunities for arranging various things in my career, which I don't know those people personally, but professionally I know. And that is where the first point, and then it worked for me. So again, as I said, uh, as an Indian student, we always have this. Maybe if I approach somebody, they think like maybe this particular student is approaching me because of he is expecting something from me. No, it's not that. Not necessarily that. That's why what I would suggest you is start early. Okay, if you start networking early with people out there, it's not like a selfish thing. Okay, it is like you know, in future you will be working in this area at some point. You know that you may be helping, you may need some help from somebody or something, and even it will be helpful for them as well. So when they are looking for certain hire some people, so they also may prefer somebody they know already, or through some reference, and they whom they notice on LinkedIn for some time, or a connection, they know each other. It's like a mutual game. It's not, don't think like going that way will be like a biased, or you are falling behind somebody for something. No, that is not. That is another misnomer in Indian culture or Indian brought up. We need to remove that thought. Even I used to have that. So maybe that is a thing. Maybe what they think if we do this or things like that. Don't think like that. So build your network way early, so that when you come a situation when you want to ask something for a job opportunities, you can ask that time. Maybe you can ask like you are looking for a job and prefer something. But before that, you should have a good rapport with them, or some connection, some orientation with them. Okay. And also you can comment on various posts, not like simply saying a comment means comment. No, a thoughtful comment which you can also contribute to the discussion. So that is the level of thought process you should get in. So that people will notice you. It's not like it's a strategy, but at the same time, it works like mutually. It's a way to live in the current world, to be noticed, and also the other people also look for people who are active. It's like the other people perspective is, so you're active and you're trying to be noticed means you're serious on something, right? You're seriously want certain career, so that you are following that steps, trying to be in the in the notice of the people. Again, doesn't mean like don't just comment for the sake of a comment. That is again a deterrent or a deterrent. That's a negative thing for you. So only comment like you try to yeah, maybe try to reach a stage where you can understand what is there and comment thoughtfully on that. Then only you comment. It's not necessary that you just comment there. And the conferences and the workshops, definitely try to attend them and try to network with people. Okay, that is one thing we lag in India. So once you are in MS program, obviously in US, the LinkedIn is one of the powerful tool to find jobs, and conferences and workshops are the very powerful tools. And especially in abroad countries, people like to hire known people than compared to the unknown people. So it's a standout thing. So if you already know that employer before, they suppose there are two candidates, you and some other person, but the employer knows you, they definitely give, I mean, after the certain basic criteria, they may prefer you by knowing you. Okay, so things like that. So it's definitely works in that way. And resume writing is also important. So if you are going abroad, the conventional type of writing will not work, because your recruiter only spend couple of minutes or seconds glancing on your resume, and you should make sure that those crucial things are getting highlighted. And a lot of workshops are there, YouTube is there, you can also work on those things. And obviously career fairs in every universities, so definitely plan for those and try to grab the opportunities. And these are some of the companies like in the United States that works in the payment engineering area. So likewise, you can also find in your own domain, and yeah, do this background work very early, right? So that uh, so if you do these things very early, so that you can act during your course of time. And again, we are almost coming to the end of the BTech perspectives. The last one I want to tell you is a lot of students, whoever goes from here, think like they write GRE and TOEFL, and they can get a career out there, and they don't need to worry about their engineering education, like the bachelor or BTech degree, right? So whatever you are studying in your BTech, again, you need to write the exams in your these engineering license exams like EIT and professional engineer exams, right? So the syllabus also you can browse on this website. I gave a link here, right? So you go to that website and see the syllabus. Whatever suppose you are a second year, third year, fourth year students, so you can see the same syllabus there. So whatever you're studying, it's not going anywhere. So this particular exam you can write immediately after BTech, once you go there abroad. So you can write this exam. And then after 4 years, you will be eligible to write the professional engineer exam. After that only your career starts, right? If you want promotion in your like you want to called as a senior engineer, or you want to be called as a manager, or you want to give a better package or better salary, everything starts after PE, right? After 4 years. So you see again, if you are a BTech student now and you are planning for higher studies, you see the forecasting that we are talking about today, and how you make so these things should make you to pay attention to what you have right now, not like you want to do it after going there. So like whatever you're studying in the college now, there is a relevance, right? So in case you're planning your career in abroad, so right now you download the syllabus and check and just have a glance, okay? And maybe you try to orient yourself more towards that, so that you can succeed in the future, right? That is what the intention of today's talk, right? And I can talk entire lot of time on these exam formats. And again, as you see, it's only 2 to 3 minutes per question you will spend, not a lot of time. So you should be thorough with them. And it's FE exam is not that tough exam. It's objective pattern, and you can pass with a decent amount of preparation. Okay. But the PE exam is very laborious. Again, I'm not saying very complicated like our GATE exam in India, but it is very laborious, like an open book exam. You can carry your books or material, whatever you want. And doesn't mean like if it is an open book, you can read everything there and write the exam, right? So you will get only 5 minutes for each question. And if you really think like you take the books and every question you sit there for 5 minutes, you will be exhausted, right? So, but the syllabus is vast for this exam, and it has two levels. One is basic level, one is advanced level. So again, this is one of the very important license exam. Many Americans or Indians who goes there and build their career, they are behind this exam. And even after I clear exam till now, I used to get a lot of inquiries about these exams. Okay. So in case, because we are talking now about a BTech students, see the kind of information, beforehand information you're getting. So please pay attention and build your career. That is why we are here. All the entire construction platform, what it has been doing to help you to plan ahead, right? Even as I said again, we are really guilty that we don't have this type of knowledge when we are studying our BTech, right? So we would have been somewhere else really if you know all these things. So take advantage of these webinars, right? And that's all about BTech students. Just a second. So, yeah, I think a lot of the things we talked on the BTech students' perspective. So some of them still works for MTech and PhD students. So that's why the remaining slides, there are not many more slides here because there is an overlap there. I will talk about that here. So now coming to the MTech students who are planning for some PhD or even industry professionals who want to jump into PhD career, that's what we are talking here. So again, as I said, if you are an MTech student and planning for a PhD program, so obviously utilize your MTech summer break for a research internship, or maybe you will be doing the project anyway. So try to do some industry, that is also fine, so that when you talk to people, they will understand you are not like just a textbook, right? And you're not like just a peer guy who is talking only on a book knowledge. So that is also important, because why I'm saying is these internship things, because you will understand that people are able to understand the way you talk, right? That is what I'm telling. It's beyond your grades or textbooks. So you should gain certain other things, certain exposures, so that will help in certain other manners to grab the opportunities. That's what we are talking today. So beyond the conventional way of getting opportunities, right? So like gaining those dimensions or building those dimensions of exposure and knowledge, right? So obviously you try to utilize your internship very well. Obviously anyway in MTech in the second year, you may be doing some, you know, some kind of project. So it depends on your situation, you do it. Again, I can't tell this, this is what you need to do. Both can be a good option. You can make both turn into a good option. Depends on what my suggestion is, whichever the best option you are getting, just choose that. Okay. And even suppose you are doing MTech in a normal university, or I mean, in the sense, like, depends on the level of university. You may pursue a research internship at a higher level, or a better research university or something to, build your career. I mean, you build your profile, right? That is also one strategy, right? So obviously, especially if I talk about like you're doing any MTech from like a JNTU or any other local universities, obviously you can go for an IITs or ISC to do some research internship in the summer and to publish some work, so that you can show that when you are approaching for PhD opportunities, right? So because the PhD opportunities in abroad are not very open, so you need to network with people, right? So to do that, your profile should be very good, right? So if you have only a BTech degree with a CGPA MTech degree with a CGPA, nobody will take you. So they will look for your training or skill sets which you got and your seriousness towards the next step, right? So if you are an MTech student, it's better that you decide something what you want to do. And obviously you try to publish your work, whatever you do in the MTech, you talk to your advisor. Sometimes these days there are a lot of collaborations. Even in case your institution doesn't have facilities, you can try for collaboration and requesting your advisor and finding another advisor at another university. So you can find something, various things like that, right? And also international exposure. So you try to go for conferences or workshops. You not necessarily you go to US always, right? Even if you travel our next country like Malaysia or Asian countries, which may fall in a cheaper, the cost of travel and things like that. So that exposure will give you, again, again, it's not like putting something on your document. It's about something you can translate during the interview that you talk, right? That is how it helps you to improve your soft skills. And as I said, for the BTech students, you also try to go out and talk, give the technical presentations and all these well-rounded experience. And there are plenty of free technical webinars, right? I think even I have another slide, I guess. So there are a lot of, if you talk about payment engineering, a lot of free webinars from NAPA, National Asphalt Payment Intelligence Association, and various other things like Minroad also has free webinars. So a lot of free webinars these days to enrich your knowledge or expand your knowledge base and things like that. So again, as I said, again in the BTech program, so you always have the target and see how you can improve your profile so that when you ask somebody, so that they can see something in your profile and give you an opportunity. And this is the best thing I always say. So the art of questioning, so which helped me to grab not one opportunity. I'm really telling from my heart. So I got plenty of excellent and even people don't think the opportunities like unconventional opportunities just by interacting with people, asking questions in workshops and conferences. So again, as I said, don't think like it is like a pre-planned game. No, it's not that. So I'm not saying that you just ask a question for the sake of a question. No. So it is when you're trying to prepare to ask a question in a thoughtful manner, that itself aligns you, right? So that itself makes you serious and learn something and try to seek something, right? That is the situation we want to we want you to get into. Not like when I say art of questioning, just stand and ask something. No, it's not the one I'm telling here, but always there, whenever you are attending something, there is always some clarification to know. So try to be a seeker there, like try to learn, utilize that opportunity of a venue or platform by becoming a seeker or learner, and try to learn from them by asking the question, not like sitting up by, okay, I stand and ask a question, I will get. So that seriousness and the depth of your question, people will understand. Even though if you misunderstand me and if I ask a question, somebody told me I will ask questions, you won't get turned into anywhere, right? The intention of telling this is, so you need to be a seeker or learner really seriously. By doing that, by being that, you yourself change. You can see that change within yourself. Okay, it's not the setting up thing. So it is a practice thing. Like when you practice these things, you will also get what you want. You will also learn so that your question will be deeper. The people can notice you and give you that opportunities, right? So one opportunity, I mean, few things I may not be telling the open platforms. Like one thing I can tell, my PhD opportunity I got, even though I don't have any publication at the time of my PhD, I did not apply to anyone at all, but only because of these questioning at couple of workshops, I got 2 PhD opportunities in India and abroad from reputed institutions, right? Only because they know me during the workshop when I was trying to interact. Again, that seriousness was there, but these things naturally we all pick it up, okay? But somehow naturally I pick it up. But now I'm telling you so that you don't need to take your own path to learn that the way I learned it. So you can plan it or you can prepare such a way from now itself, right? So So again, so try to attend and try to interact, network on LinkedIn platform, workshops, and try to involve in the discussions seriously and sincerely, not like for the sake of anything. Okay, you don't get into anything without any seriousness. So as I said, free resources. So these are all these are all offering very free webinars. You can attend and enrich your knowledge. I think we're almost come to a few more slides. So finding PhD opportunities, as I said, LinkedIn is another good platform, as I already told you, and as we already discussed with you. So these days also, I see a lot of PhD notifications in LinkedIn. There are a lot of people look for good candidates. So you need. So in case you are serious in that area, suppose you are a MTech first year student and you know that you want to pursue your PhD in abroad. So start be active on the LinkedIn and try to follow the people working in that area, professors in that area, and try to involve in the discussions whenever it is relevant to you and whenever you can make a like a what we call like thoughtful comment, and you try to get there, okay, making some thoughtful comments and involving in the discussions so that people notice you. So by the time of second years, sometime in the fourth semester, so people have some perspective on you, who are the professors that are there in the LinkedIn. Then if you're really looking in for a PhD opportunity at that time, if you can check with them, they may be able to, if they have an opportunity, they may be offer you, right? They may be able to offer you, right? So things like that. So utilize these platforms. And again, as I said, industry professionals also these days, there are a lot of interest into PhD. I always tell like you are the best people really to contribute back to the industry with your research if you really have interest, because it's an advantage or disadvantage some way, because our university rankings these days are aligned in a different way. So a lot of research works, I know that a lot of research works are they have to do for survival purpose. Just for the sake of a publication, we need to make some science in the lab and publish that. So which is of not much value for the real industry or a translatory research, right? It is one way for the survival, but it is another way the lack of skill, because they may not be knowing much of the industry aspects. It can be any of that. That is the disadvantage there. But I doesn't discourage that. Sometimes people who do fundamental research also help the industry. So it has both faces, right? So if you are industry person, the advantage is you already know the industry. You are somebody you already closely watch those problems and you want to overcome that. So you are very welcome to come back to the PhD and do something here. But again, I see some people try to come for a PhD program, but they don't prepare well for they don't take necessary preparations, so they don't get into there. Recently I interviewed one person, so he worked in industry like anything, but thing is when he come for a presentation, he only talk about the mode tables, like the MORTH handbook tables, or what the work he did in engineering. But there should be transition, right? When you're thinking about a PhD, you try to do some kind of internship or something so that you will also get a little bit oriented so that you will grab some better opportunities. I'm not saying without doing that, you may get somewhere, but you want to grab some good opportunities. Try to plan a little bit early, maybe 6 months early, and take some necessary steps how you can translate transition into research so that you can get a better opportunities than just taking a whatever that you get it, right? That is not the one we are talking in today's webinar, right? And I can give you more insights there also, but if you we can talk, maybe you can also approach me in case you are there, right? So as I said, that is one of the thing for MTech to PhD. All right, I don't know how many of you are there in PhD program right now. I don't see much there. So yeah, so in case you are, again, the same inputs goes with the PhD program also. If you are into PhD, definitely you may be looking for some postdoc opportunities, right? So again, the same things goes there. But one problem with postdoc is the opportunities sometimes are not openly advertised. Okay, Why I'm saying this, I think maybe there will be some audience in the future who may be interested to watch this recording. So they maybe sometimes the professors have several projects, and they may not be able to they may be able to fund you, but that is not openly advertised, right? So that is where, when you are interacting in conferences or one of workshops, and when you ask somebody like you are looking for a postdoc opportunity, so they may be able to find a funding source for you, right? So that is why, again, your networking is important. Don't think like only the advertiser positions or postdoc positions are there, or are the opportunities. No. So even in my own case, when I was looking for a postdoc opportunity, I was writing to all my known contacts. I was not asking them a postdoc opportunity, but I was asking like, I'm looking for a postdoc opportunity. Please let me know if you're aware of any such opportunities in your network. Then one professor directly asked me, I might have an opportunity. Let us have a talk, because there was not an open advertisement, and even he doesn't have any open position then, but he knows me before, right? And he has a like a good impression on me based on from previous things. So he spoke with me and understand my conditions, and he also told his conditions, and he able to make up a postdoc position for me. You see the opportunity I'm telling? So don't get discouraged just by not looking into only looking at the open opportunities and things like that. So that's what I'm telling. The current situations got changed. It's not unlike earlier. So if you are just like a conventional student who sits thinks on grades, or sitting at one place or isolated, so you will be losing opportunities, and you will be blind and not seeing anything. Okay, so definitely you need to work on all these aspects. Again, I'm telling that I'm not saying like you will get it, but this is the process which you need to take. Okay, so that is about some PhD people who are looking for postdoc opportunities. So I think the job opportunities, I think I made this slide for all the people. And again, yeah, I think that the postdoc thing, yeah, I think I intended to say like funding opportunities like masters. You can also find some funding opportunities very early by building your profile. And if you are a PhD student, in case you went there as a PhD student, you can also look for industry opportunities in abroad. There are plenty of industry opportunities over there. Yeah, just don't mind. It's actually the slides are meant for a current PhD students who are looking for some jobs and all. So again, there are a lot of jobs with like industry jobs as well, like devotees also hire PhD students. Like I did my industry job there in a devotee. Okay, some of them I already mentioned. Please go through all these things. And again, I think I mean, the previous slide I was talking about postdoc opportunities. Actually, that comes here, but you take that information here. Okay, so there are some couple of websites, databases where they openly publish. Apart from LinkedIn posts, you can also look in there for postdoc opportunities. And as I said, also the best way is to network with people and email them, right? When you are looking for opportunities. And Wyoming, this particular Wyoming University also a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of funding there. And as I said, don't just be behind with that major, like powerhouse universities. So there are also universities where there will be funding and they may give you the opportunities. So look for them also, try to interact with them also, okay? So that is also there, you try to explore all these so opportunities in other universities as well. So that's all for today. So enjoy the match tonight, maybe you're waiting, right? So thank you very much. And again, just one summary line is, so wherever you are, whether a BTech student, MTech student, or PhD student, so the intention of this webinar is to see, just to tell you the process. Again, I'm not saying that plenty of opportunities are freely available there, but it is about the process, how you need to take the steps wherever you are. And you try out everything and something will yield towards you, okay? So that is what we are trying to inculcate, or we are trying to convey to you today, okay? All right. So thank you very much. I'm happy to take any questions if you have any.
Hello, sir. Hope I am audible to everyone.
Hi, Naveen. Yeah, I think you are audible.
Yeah. Thank you very much for delivering this wonderful session, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah.
I have attended our first session as well, and this is our second session on the same topic. And you have covered most of the topics, sir. It's very in detail, and it's not like a very conventional webinar at all. It's a very practical oriented. And whatever the points you mentioned about the power of networking and the art of questioning, it's really playing very important role, I can say, sir. Of course, in my life too,
Yeah,
I was enough fortunate to work with IASC Bangalore. There I got so much exposure related to the research and all, but now I am working in the industry. So whatever you so far explained, sir, I am able to actually collate with
yeah,
all
we
these
can
points.
we can relate those things, right? So yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, these are all like live experiences, right? We all gone through that. But nobody told us when we were a BTech student, right? Isn't it? So, so if somebody told us, maybe we should have been more keen on those strategies, right? So that's why we are here, like you or me. We are just trying to, transfer those things to our audience, right?
Yes, sir. I think
Yeah.
we have a couple of questions in the chat box, sir. And participants, you can unmute your mic and you can ask.
Yeah, I can see. So I can see one question from Syed Basha. I think I did masters in transportation 2010. That's from JNTU Hyderabad. The questions can be seen by everyone, right? I think I no need to read it out. I guess. Okay.
It's visible by everyone.
Okay. Yeah. So 2010. So okay, Basha, I think you have done masters and then working as a highway engineer. Interested to do your PhD. Okay. So yeah, as I said, it's good that you have interest and you have done your masters way back in 2010. It's about 14 years now. So there is, I think it's not, again, as I said, you don't just appear for PhD interviews. Okay. So the disadvantage of that is you can still apply. I mean, there is no limit for getting PhD opportunity. There is no age limit or any constraints there. But only suggestion I have is because you are here in this webinar, and if you want to take advantage of this webinar, so don't simply go to any PhD interview without any preparation, proper like at least like 2 to 3 6 months preparation. Because I am saying this, if you go just like trial and error, you may be getting a like a low profile, like a low level opportunity than you deserve. Okay. So, but what I suggest is, in case you are really interested, you try to find the area which you want to do. Try to approach that professor or anyone and ask him like, I want to, maybe what you can try to see. I mean, again, I'm brainstorming here. Try to ask him like you want to do an internship parallel to your job, so that research internship, so that you will get some worry. I mean, you want to get back to academics, right? So like that you approach, maybe sometimes you never know, even that seriousness itself makes that an opportunity for you with that particular professor, wherever you're trying, but it doesn't, not necessarily, but you do give a 6 months, like 1 semester time, where you will seriously, because industry and academia is slightly different, because especially when you're coming back after 14 years, a lot of things you may lose, right? Like you may not be having that patience to keenly study some document for a long time, like articles, and you may be you need to check on your language skills and all these things. So give certain time, and also you keep that in your resume after 6 months when you are appearing for PhD interviews. That will make you a huge difference, believe me or not. So you will get best opportunities than you just going straight away for applying PhDs. Sometimes you may not be even getting a call for a PhD, but that will give you. Even you try to attend some workshops and try to catch these professors, or there are much more ways. It again depends on your personal skill, how much you can network. Okay, how much you can really touch other people, right? So these are all some tips for you. So if you yeah, up to you how much you want to take and take it forward.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your valuable suggestion.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So there is another question from Kiran Kumar. Opportunities while doing job. So to do MTech, I'm a BTech graduate passed in the year 2019 from Paida. Okay. Okay, so Kiran Kumar question is about, okay, you're a BTech student currently working in industry, right? Yeah, MTech program, if you're looking into, so generally there are full-time programs and some universities offer part-time programs these days. So again, you need to see only, don't just do, I mean, I don't know, I think I would, maybe I will take this platform. Maybe a lot of times we see some MTech programs, especially from JNDUK, so where they only conduct exams and there is no kind of classwork or something or coursework. They just appear for exams and get a degree. In case your such degrees has a low priority value in the long run, people understand, but it depends on where you are getting into with that degree. But again, that's a very open question, but you need to see why you want to do MTech, whether it is to get your, just for your knowledge sake or promotion sake at your job, or you have any PhD plans in the future, or depends on, that is again, a lot of questions there, which you need to answer yourself, and how much you can do, that is also there. So how much extent you can go. So all those things you need to answer yourself and then take a decision. Okay. So that is what I can tell. Okay, you are working as a highway engineer. Yeah, you want to do it a full-time MTech or part-time? So you check on that. And I don't, okay, full-time in the sense like, okay. Yeah, so if it is a full-time, I think you graduated 2019, it's about 5 years or 4 years around, right? So I think, I don't know whether, yeah, I think I'm sure that GATE would be a challenging for you. So maybe you can look into some private universities where they may be offering like BITS, or even there are some universities these days, a lot of private universities are coming up. So I'm not taking the names because even I need to check whether how good are there, but definitely BITS has a program. I don't know, because to get into the IITs, you need GATE. Maybe that would be challenging for you, in my opinion. If that is a challenging, then you look into the other opportunities which are equally good, like even BITS opportunities, if you are looking in India, right? So, but if it is abroad, that's a different story. Again, as I told, all those things you need to think about. But if you're in India, definitely there are some private universities. Even SRM is also offering some, and even recently, Mahindra University in Hyderabad, they started MTech program. Even in Orissa, there is one Kalinga KIIT something that they also offering. There are some good universities these days started programs. There are also some old universities. So you check on those things. Definitely, but again, don't just do like you're already into a career. When you are taking that step as an MTech, it should, enhance your career further. Don't just take a step like choosing some random university. So do some good work. Just think about like do some thoughtful work before you move on to something. Okay. So you can also approach me. Even I will also check on my end. I can give, once you find some basic information, I can also suggest you if you want. Yeah, I think that's what I'm telling. So my email is there on the slide, so you can also approach me there. So it depends on situation. I can also share my number if needed. So I'm just not putting it open because we don't know the. Yeah, even that's the reason we are all here, right? To share our knowledge. Even I feel guilty. No one told me those strategies when I was into that. Yeah. So we all appreciate construction leaders team, right? So they are giving us these opportunities. All right. Any other questions? Okay, if there are any future audience on the recorded webinar, obviously you can reach out to me at my email. I'm very happy to share my things, whatever that I have gone through. And a lot of people here in construction leaders also have a like-minded or similar kind of things. Okay. So yeah, over to you, Naveen or Rajkumar.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir. Rajkumar, sir, you can proceed.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time, for giving your valuable time and valuable insights, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Again, yeah, appreciate your efforts, Rajkumar, as I already told. So
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Naveen.
Yes, sir. As sir mentioned, if any of the audience having any more questions or any doubt, can reach out to sir via email address. On the screen, we can see. And also for the future, if someone will be able to watch this recording, they also can reach out to the same email. And I think LinkedIn is the best platform to reach out to the sir. You can search the name of the sir, then you will be getting automatically. I can suggest this is the best way to reach out the professionals. And sir, Uma sir, I would like to really thank from my side because in these days taking our time out and sharing these kind of stuff is really becoming very difficult. Though we have interest, but sometimes because of our busy schedules and all, we are not able to come out and deliver. But as we planned and we agreed upon this, and now we are able to do it, and it's our success, I can say. And the team of construction leaders is thankful to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Naveen Kumar. Thanks for, glad that you guys are identifying those things, and we are all like-minded anyway. Yeah, but let us work together to transfer the knowledge. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
If there are no more questions, then we can wind up the session.
Thank you all. So I'm signing out.
Yes,
Yeah,
Naveen,
thank
you
you.
can wind up the session. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Okay,
much,
sir.
all participants. Stay construction leaders. Thank you.